Today's video is dedicated to the hopelessly scattered people out there who, you see the allure of specialization, but a part of you just finds all kinds of excuses to not specialize. And now here you are, you have maybe 4 to 5 hobbies, and now how do we bring them all together? So today's video is going to give you a very powerful idea to allow you to pursue multiple streams of interests without burning out, because that seems to be a major problem with a lot of multi-potentialites. So just for context, for the past maybe coming up to 8 to 9 years on YouTube, I've shared all aspects of like crazy theories about what it means to be a well-read and well-learned person. And I think that definition has gradually expanded the more YouTube videos I make and the more kind of run-off projects I do on the side, which is the ultimate point of your lifelong learning journey isn't just about how to read, or isn't just about scaling the whole Western canon, or isn't just about reading a damn thick book, but the whole journey is to synthesize everything in life, is to one day still feel like, no matter how old you are, still feel like life is exciting. There's something new in this, Pandora's box of experiences that you can still experience. And that brings me to my current dilemma, and as I'm recording this video, and of course, there's a newsletter that's going to go out talking about this exact same topic. I've just started a master's in publishing and communications, which is a bit of a detour or a U-turn from my usual direction of like studying literature and literary theory, but I think it doesn't really contradict. My goal with studying this degree is to bring you guys the best reading experience over at my publication called A Mug of Insights. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, what are you doing? So every Saturday you get a free newsletter on how to continue your lifelong fascination with learning or your lifelong learning journey. And every Monday for paid members, we give away a very in-depth deep dive plus actionable protocols for you to practice all these ideas that we talk about on this channel and on a newsletter. But I digress. With this degree, that's like I added 25 hours of work into my schedule on top of like writing a newsletter, on top of practicing karate for 5 hours a week, on top of producing a YouTube video every single week that you're watching right now, on top of trying to bring out a forthcoming book with Bloomsbury Academic, which I'll talk more about in the future. And to top it all off, we host a monthly session or a monthly workshop over at A Mug of Insights for members. So the point here is, living by example, I'm someone who refuses to specialize, and given this crazy schedule of learning, so I spend about maybe 80 hours a week just learning new things, new skills, new ways to bring content to you guys, and new ways to improve my content. How did I manage to balance all of this while still making time for, a relationship? I'm in a long-term relationship right now, and to balance friendship, all this kind of stuff. And I think the answer is a lot more simple than you think. It all has something to do with your intensity of focus. In one of my favorite books of all time, Cal Newport's Deep Work, which I've read maybe 5 times over the past 10 years, there's a chapter detailing the American president Theodore Roosevelt's study routine. So he was around Harvard between 1876 to 1877. The biographer Edmund Morris noted that unlike one of these straight-laced Harvard people who walks around with sticks up their asses, Roosevelt, by contrast, was hopelessly scattered. He routinely pursued things like boxing, like bodybuilding, the list runs on and on and on, and like wrestling and martial arts. And on top of all the martial arts, he also found time to go to poetry classes, dance lessons, and of course, he had this lifelong obsession with birds that earned him quite a reputation for being quite a naturalist in his days. But even with this amazing array of interests, Roosevelt's grades didn't really plummet. He wasn't the best in his class, but he also wasn't a worst student in his class. In fact, he earned 5 honors grades out of his 7 subjects, which is insane. I can barely take 4 right now in my semester. And Roosevelt's secret was that he was capable of these really, really intense blocks of focus. And this is like something that we're not really trained to do, especially nowadays with all the social media and distractions. A lot of us haven't even felt what this intensity of focus could do to people. So basically what Roosevelt would do is that before the week had even started, he would lay out all the assigned blocks for, practicing wrestling or poetry classes or like watching birds. And then he would take all the study time and condense them into really short windows of 1 to 2 hours a day. but he would tackle all his classwork with such intensity of focus so that he could get the same amount of work done in 2 hours that would have taken someone else 8 hours to do. And this kind of brings me to one of the most unproductive formulations of time that I've come across. And this is speaking from experience. I was in a copy editing seminar, and instructors, they list out all the course expectations and all that stuff. And one of the requirements, which really confused me, was that the instructor wanted us to spend maybe 10 hours a week on this given copy editing class. And to me, that metric made absolutely no sense. Time is the poorest measurement of how much you can do in a given day. In fact, all of us, we have this amazing ability to fill up however much time we're given. For example, you give yourself 6 hours to study. You're going to fill up those 6 hours, even though if you spend 90% of those 6 hours doing absolutely nonsense. And in order for us to tackle our multiple or different arrays of interests at the same time, we really do have to condense the amount of time that we spend every day on every one of these interests, but to tackle them with blistering intensity if we don't want to sacrifice depth. And here's really the key of today's video, which is if you want to pursue multiple pursuits of discipline, make sure to set deliberate time constraints on how much time you allow yourself to pursue these different interests. For example, right now I have a very strict policy, which is any time when the clock ticks to 7:30, I'm packing up all my clothes. I'm going to the dojo to practice karate, and right after that, I'm going to bed. So there's no schoolwork, no nothing. It's just 90 minutes to 2 hours of high quality practice. And after that, I wouldn't think about karate for the rest of the day. And conversely, for tackling my master's coursework, I would condense all of my studying to a 2-hour break between lectures because I feel like my mind is primed to work, and maybe sometime in the evening to do pre-readings, but every day I wouldn't study beyond 3 hours. But paradoxically, by restricting the amount of time that I have to work on editing a book, to work on martial arts, to work on creating these YouTube videos, it drastically killed all the distractions that I would have had in my environment, so that when I'm recording a video right now, I am 100% focused on recording today's video, so that when I'm writing a newsletter, I'm 1,000% focused on the kind of words that I'm writing. And when I'm working on a university assignment, I am completely tuned in on the assignment. And of course, if you're completely tuned in, it takes you less time to do that thing. You do it at a higher quality. And of course, the added benefit is that now your entire evening's free. You're not just kind of pottering around pretending to work for 6 hours while suffering from that guilt from procrastination. You're actually getting down to the thing, getting it done in less time. And all you have to do is to train up this focus muscle. And indeed, it can be trained. So for the rest of this week, after you click off this video, I want you to tally up all the interests and all the obligation that you have, and to think of, is there one of these interests that's taking up way too much time? Are you inflating the time? Are you giving yourself too much time? And could you benefit from concentrating that time into an hour or 2 hour long window where you can do the thing to a higher degree of quality while at the same time freeing up more time? And that is how I'm able to keep myself on top of all these projects without burning out. And of course, that's all I have for this week. If you love some of the ideas from these weekly videos, make sure to sign up for the newsletter, A Mug of Insights. Head over to amugofinsights.org. You're also going to get a free 7-day email course on how to read deeper, how to deepen your relationship with reading, which is completely for free. Then again, Robin Walden here. Thank you for watching this week's video, and I'll see you next week with more. Take care, and goodbye.